What's going on, Doozers, and welcome to episode 14 on the Shadowtopia server. We're in the Nether. Yeah, I know. We're back in the Nether. And we're probably going to be here for a little bit because I need to start working on a gold farm. We've been waiting on the server for a little bit, hoping somebody was going to build one, and it hasn't happened. And we need gravel, man. We need so much gravel. And right now, the best way to get gravel is a pigman farm, because we get gold. Yeah, I know, they don't mix, but you'll understand. The gold can be traded with the pigmen, who give you gravel and obsidian and all the other cool stuff. But to get the gold, the easiest way to do that, other than mining, is, zombified pigmen. So, I am here in the biome of the Nether Wastes, which has the highest spawn rate of zombified pigmen. And we're about to go up to build limit. So, like no day like the present, right? We're going to go ahead and go far away, all the way up to the build limit. And then we got to knock out about 8 blocks, or 9-ish blocks, somewhere in that range, so that we can start building out this gold farm. So let me get up to build limit, and then we'll be right back. Alright, so now that we're up here to the build limit, or at least where we need to be, build limit's 256, and we're way up here, and yeah, I know, somebody's looking at my levels, and I'm like, wait, something doesn't look right. I fell off the tower, and yeah, so what we're gonna do now, oh, I can't believe I fell off the tower and I forgot to activate my elytra. So what we need to do now is we need to start getting copious amounts of glass, because what we need to do is we need to build a box first, and that's going to be where we're going to kind of live when we're up here. And the box, the floor, everything needs to be spawn proof, except for where we're going to be building out the actual spawning platforms. So we need to get a lot of glass. Now, thankfully, our villagers down at the trading area, they gave us glass for free, or almost for free. So that's going to make that part easier. And then what we're going to do is start getting this design done. Now, we're going with a kind of standard gold farm. We're going to be doing an AFK slash one-hit kill grindable one. And the way that works is we're going to be putting a kill chamber right here. It's just a box that we can stand in, that we can kind of hang out, live. And then we're going to do a glass circle the whole way around it. And then a couple blocks, about 8 blocks worth of spawning platform around that. And we're going to make those spawning platforms 3 high so we can aggro one pigman and get them all after us. So, let me go get this glass quick, and we're going to go ahead and get the box built. We're going to get the kill chambers built. And from there, we'll be able to start actually designing this farm out. So, let me go grab that stuff. So, I was on my way over to get the glass and, all the other building stuff to work on the pig farm, when I decided to stop and check my mailbox, and lo and behold, I got mail. Like, I've actually got mail. It's been a while. So let's take a look and see what this says. It says, "Dear DiamondDoozer, even though I'm a great and powerful wizard," okay, so this is from JT, "there's something even I don't know so much about, the dust of red. I know you have studied this dust to some degree, and I'm in need of your great help. Under my princess candle, castle, it's a candle now, we're gonna burn it down. An arena is taking form. The mission is PvP. I'm going to need some dust of red magic. In short, I will need life counters, capture the flag circuit, team ready lights. Still have a lot more stone to remove, and the arena itself to build. I have a theme already, and it will be easier to meet and write and chat than to write down all my ideas from my crazy magic head. P.S. My magic powers are growing day by day. These shrines and stones I have found is helping the magic in me grow. and I've been back to the wall. I tried to get a chicken past it, and it worked. Good news for us, bad for the chicken. It was taken by a fox, but soon the wall will crumble when it will hear my voice. Mwaha. And these stones have a home that's not the shrines, and I fear that the home is far beyond the wall. All right, so we have a little bit of redstone work to do. Now, I was thinking, when we were talking about doing the glass, that there's actually a far cheaper and far easier way to get the materials I need. You see, when I built the Spleef game, I created it to also double as a cobblestone and stone generator, and people have been playing it. So I'm just going to use stone slabs. They do the exact same. Is that an elytra on the wall? Whatever. Stone slabs accomplish the same thing as the glass. The stone lower slabs are still spawn proof, and it's way cheaper to use. So I think we're going to use that instead. But enjoy, because we're going to get back right over to the gold farm and keep it going. So let's go. Well, knocking on some wood here, but we haven't had any ghasts spawn yet. So the pattern that we're using for the inner side of these circles is pretty easy. And you can see I'm mimicking the pattern the whole way. So the top ghast proofing, which is the bottom half slabs there, is the same pattern as each of these levels. And the way it works is we have our center spot over there, and we're 24 blocks out. And that's because of the way things spawn in Minecraft. At the end of that 24, on block number 25, we're putting down a magma cube. And then from there, on the inner side of these circles, it's a simple pattern to follow. It's 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then 4 sets of 2. Now, it's going to look kind of goofy because we have to put an 8th block here and then go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 2 sets of 1. 1, 1. Now, the reason, and you can see that it lines up perfect, the reason we're adding these inner blocks is because the inner blocks are going to be all filled in like this. Now, the outer pattern is going to be a little bit different. What we're going to be doing is we're going to start right here, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then from here, we're going to follow a similar pattern. This is going to be 7, 2 sets of 3, 3 sets of 2, 2 sets of 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we can put the temporary block inside. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. And then 2 sets of 1. So 1 and 1. Just like that. Now we're going to repeat this the whole way around. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come back in and fill all this in. So I will bring you back as soon as we have this next rung done. 3, 2. All right, so now we have these rings, at least the first 2 of the 3 rings done. Now what we need to do is we need to fill these rings in. And this actually isn't as hard as you'd think. It's really just comes down to placing down a lot of blocks. It's something that we're used to in Minecraft, right? Hey, come here. Thank you. So what we're going to do is I'm going to quick jam my inventory up with some more magma cubes. There we go. So what we're going to do is, and yeah, I know we're getting a lot of spawns. Trust me, it's safe. They will leave you alone as long as you don't hit any of them. But if you hit one of them, it's going to get ugly. So what we did is we filled in the circle itself. Now what we have to do is we have to come through the circle, the rings here, and we have to fill in the rest of the way with magma blocks. So this entire area here needs to just look like Saturn's rings, but it's going to be made entirely out of magma blocks. So we're going to go ahead and fill these in, and then we're going to duplicate this once more below this. Now, I want to be able to AFK this farm. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making some guards. Let's say guards. And the guard's job is going to be locked into a little chamber where they can see me and not get to me. That way, as I, start the process, you reach out and kill one of the pigmen, they all come running. So we're actually going to use that mechanic to our favor by having these guards, and the guards are going to be able to see us hit another pigman, and they're going to keep sounding the alert, meaning as each wave of pigments come running at us and meet their demise, they guards will alert the new batch of pigmen spawning in to come to our location and keep attacking us. So it's going to be wave after wave of pigmen coming at us. So the catch with that, though, is that it takes a little bit to cool off. So we have to make sure that we can safely turn this farm off and on as needed. And when we get into building out the killing chamber, I'll show you how we're going to do that. So I'm going to keep filling in these rings. I'm going to get the bottom ring done. And once we have that done, we'll get to work on the next part. So see you in a few seconds. Now, there's a couple of things that we used to have to do that we don't anymore. We used to have to worry before using the magma blocks about magma cube spawns. But, oh, hi, White Top.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm building a gold farm.
I see that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have to fill in this entire center section with bottom slabs.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, I even did a dumb... I did the good thing. Not the dumb thing. The good thing. I brought a tool.
Yeah, that works.
Yup. So, in any case, what we're doing now is the old way we used to do this. We used to just do this out of whatever spawnable block we could get. And this center section would be all glass. And because of that, we would have to use iron golems off in the sides to catch anything spawning that shouldn't be, like magma cubes. Well, we don't have to worry about magma cubes spawning with this farm. So, the only thing that we have to do is put our alerts. Now, our alerts are going to go on the outsides here. So if I come out here and we look into the center section where we had the singles, this is where we're going to be putting our alerts, our sentries. And their only job in life is to tell on us and say, hey, this guy doesn't belong here, kill him. So, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get this floor put in. After we have the floor put in, then what we're going to do is we're going to capture a couple piggies and we're going to send them off to the market there in the corners to be our alerts. So let me get to work building out this flooring. That way it's a little bit safer to walk. I don't have to keep holding crouch. And we'll see you in a few. White Top and I ran through here and we filled the entire floor in with bottom slabs. And again, the bottom slabs, that's important. You see, ghasts require a 5x4 area to spawn with a solid block beneath them. Well, since bottom slabs are considered a transparent block, they can't spawn on those. And then up here, we have the half slabs, the bottom slabs above the spawning platforms. And since the spawning platforms don't meet the requirements, no ghasts can spawn in here. Now, we're also working on the killing chamber. So this is a modified version of the killing chamber I've used in the past. And the way it's going to work is somebody, in this case White Top, is going to be standing here. And they're going to shoot at some of the pigmen. And the pigmen are going to start running. Now, this is where those alerts are important. Because that's what's going to keep all the pigmen aggro onto White Top. You really don't want to shoot that arrow at them yet.
Oh, I'm not. Don't worry. I'm not that dumb. Come on now.
So what we do need to do is we're going to just go through here and make sure that these guys can fully see us. Because once we get this built, we'll never be on the outside on this platform again. At least we shouldn't be. This is dead zone, and if I could name it that, I would. But the only safe spot is going to be inside this farm. And once you're outside the farm, you're going to have to get through all of this or fly out, because this is going to be blocked off so that you can't get out. And if you did get in, you'll be landing right here, which is where people go to die. You see, we're going to be using entity cramming. In Minecraft, 25 entities, including minecarts because they're an entity, can occupy a single space before they start killing off whatever's in that space. Since minecarts don't have a health bar, they just kill off the piggies. So the pigs are going to fall in, they're going to get crammed by the 25 minecarts that are in there, and that's going to eliminate all the pigmen. Now, the last thing that we actually need to do here is we need to give them a little step up, because I want them to kind of come up a little bit, think they're getting ahead in life, and then plummet to their demise. So let me grab some stairs. We're gonna go ahead and map this area out quick, and then we'll be ready to get rocking and rolling. We'll finish up the killing platform. We'll get a couple of our piggies out to be guards or alerts for us, and this is going to be ready. The only thing we'll have to do is the item collection. So we're moving right along. This is going quick. See you in a few. All right, so now we have pretty much the entire system in. The only thing we have to do yet is the collection. So what we did, let me hop down here a little bit, is we have 4 hoppers in right now. Now what we're doing is on top of each of these hoppers, we have a rail. And it doesn't have to be powered, it could be any rail. In fact, it really doesn't matter because these are going to be going away very shortly. So what we're going to do is we're going to come through and we're going to put a minecart on top of each of these hoppers. Then what we're going to do is we're going to come back through here like that, and we're going to knock out the rail. You can see we're just catching the rail itself and knocking that rail out. And then we're going to go ahead and replace these blocks. And the reason is because we're going to be getting so much loot off of these pigs that regular hoppers will not keep up. So now that we have that in, the next step is to add in a solid block to sink into it. And the way we're going to accomplish that is we're going to get our solid block. Now, the only blocks I have is wood, which is okay because White Top has an axe, you know, something I didn't bring. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put wood in there, and then I am going to grab some pistons. And of course, I don't have redstone dust or redstone in that. Here, that should have a redstone block, I hope. Yeah, there we go. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to look up and we're going to place a piston right there, and we're going to go down we're going to power it, and we can knock that out. So now what we have is we have a solid platform that we can start loading up with more minecarts. So we're going to do this 4 more times. We're going to do this on all 4 sides here. Let's go ahead and just wrap around. Go ahead and sink these in. Boop, boop, and boop. And now we can go ahead and take all these out. Just like that. Now, we're going to do the exact same thing that we just did with the minecarts before. We're going to put down the rails on top of these. And then what we're going to do is we are going to be placing 25 minecarts. 25 minecarts on each of these tracks. So, let's see. We're going to need 100 minecarts.
Mm-hmm.
Oy, oy, oy. All right, I'm going to get crafting. I'll bring it back as soon as we have minecarts made. So we've got the collection system fully completed now, and I went through, and I'll show you the collection system in just a minute. But first, we need to get 12 pigs. Come on, go. I can't hit you where I would. I've got to get 12 of these guys onto these little platforms out there over the void. And there's a couple ways. I mean, you can boat them, maybe. You could minecart them, maybe. But the one way that's guaranteed to get them into the position you want is to just shove them. But it's not just shoving them. You've got to crouch, you've got to push, and you've got to kind of hope that they don't decide to just wander. Because occasionally they'll just, you know, bugger off and do whatever they want to do. So what we're doing is we're just kind of pushing these guys. There we go, and I can stand again. Trying to push these guys into position. And then once we have them in position, what we do... Go on. Go on. Don't you dare. Go on. Go on. It's your new home. You're being saved. Go on. No, no, not, no, no, no!
Bye, Piggy!
You were a good friend, sir. So, now we gotta get another one and start pushing him in. And we gotta do this 12 times. Well, 11 more times, because I got one in already. So, once we get them into their new little homes, we block them in with the fence gates. Or the, not fence gates, I apologize. But trapdoors. That way they can't get out. And then what I have to do is I have to name tag them. Now, we do have a data pack on the server that allows me to name them Silence Me, and then they won't make any noise. Which is great. They'll still alert the other pigs, which is what we need them to do, but they'll be quiet about it. So, let me push these guys in, and then when we come back, we're going to do an overview of how I've got the collection system set up, from how we're getting the stuff out of the farm, and then how we're getting it in the chests. So, we'll be back in like 2 hours. Alright, so now we have all of the zombie pigmen standing in their little platforms. If I hit F3 and B, now I can see where they're staring. So if we have somebody inside of this thing, they'll all be staring right at, well, whomever's in there. And that's exactly what we want, because we're now ready to give this guy its first actual test. We're going to see if this works. Now, let me get in here real quick. We have to be careful where we land. There we go. As far as collection systems, what we did is we have a dropper running into an item detection, and then those are going down into right underneath this dropper is a cobweb. What's going to happen is the items are going to drop into that cobweb, and then... Hold on. Bye, Pigman! Wait, what are you standing on, Pigman? How did you... Okay. Well, we're going to have to take care of this. I don't know where this came from, but this pig guy is going to take a little bit of a fall. Bye!
Is it dirt?
So, yeah, there's a whole bunch of dirt.
Yeah,
So,
it's how I got up here.
we have our pieces of cobweb. And what's going to happen is the items are going to drop into the cobweb. That's going to slow them down and keep them centered and allow them to drop straight down into our item collection system. So now, we're going to get rid of that dirt. Once we get rid of the dirt, then we can go ahead and give this thing an actual shot. So I'm going to come right in here. I'm going to take aim and... Oh, of course I shot him on one shot. There we go. And now we come and stand right here. And we should see them all just running in. Just like that. Now, what I do have to do still is I'm going to have to get rid of some of these and replace them with half slabs. That way we can get their experience. Because right now all the experience is getting lost. But I'm going to say that this is a success. So I'm going to chill out here and try to get some gold. We'll be back as soon as we have a little bit to show. Well, it's done. And as you can see, it's working. Started out with 0 levels. I'm at 53. And we're going to have to go down and see exactly what we've got. But last I checked, we already had 9 gold blocks, which I know it doesn't sound a lot, but when you consider that most of these guys are just dropping gold nuggets, it's a lot. Now, the majority of the stuff that we're getting, we're actually destroying in lava. So the only things I'm keeping are the gold bars, gold nuggets, and the piglin heads, because we always need player heads. The rest of the stuff, the swords, the rotten flesh, that's all getting tossed in the lava. And so I thought it was necessary to make sure I put some safety precautions for my fellow Shadowtopians to follow. Number 1, do not shoot those guys. If you see those guys, they're important. They make the farm work. Number 2, this trapdoor is the only safe spot to stand, so stay on it. Number 3, do not use the anvils, because that keeps you safe, as well as these trapdoors here. The only safe way in and out of the farm is through this ladder. But again, as long as everybody plays safe, you're not going to have to worry about anything. We're gas proof, we're spawn proof, except for, where I need them to be spawning at. So, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get out of this thing.
Let me see.
And we're going to check and see just how much loot we actually managed to get. Oh, it gets so quiet once you get down below that. So, now we can come over here and let's go ahead and take a look, see how we're doing. So, we have the gold bars coming in here. We have the gold nuggets coming in here. We have the pig heads coming in here, and then everything else just gets chunked right into that, which dumps it directly into lava. If you have netherite gear, you may be okay. But now that we have this part done, now we can start working on getting our piglin trading hall set up, the hoglin trading hall, so that we can start getting the stuff we actually care about, which would be the gravel, and some of the other stuff that those guys trade. So I guess our next step is to start figuring out exactly how we're going to make this hoglin trading hall and start getting hoglins in. So, I'm exhausted. I think we're going to do that next episode. That being said, this is DiamondDoozer. As always, I appreciate you, and I'll see you next time. I'm out.